All right, hey, this is Act 2 of the podcast. We're getting right back into it. If you missed Act 1, go back and listen to that thing. Otherwise, this isn't going to make any sense. Okay, see ya. But if you do have that, I mean, I think the worst thing for gay and transgender people would be if that's true, made even worse if it actually was a transgender person who slaughtered Charlie Kirk. If that's the case, even if it's just a person who's upset with the idea about transgender people are mentally ill and killing people because they're mentally ill and transgender, this hasn't helped. If that's true, and if this was a transgender person who did it, yeah, you've got an uphill battle trying to convince people otherwise at that point. Bob is treading into dangerous water. Bob says, how about the dummy on MSNBC saying it may have been a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration? Piano Finger Banger says, this dude literally said that some lives need to be sacrificed to protect the Second Amendment. Wish granted. Yeah, I did see that too. Ben Glaze is here. He says, people already hated trans people before the shootings. I have them in my life. This doesn't help things. Nick and Bob are about to get their second day's worth of timeout, and that's unfortunate. I was just about to get into the 2 points that you assholes are divulging. How is it possible, Nick in particular, where a day after you got in trouble for doing what you just did now, and after I just spent a significant portion of the show expressing that if it happened before the show, I'm probably going to talk about it. What in God's name is going through your pea-brain head that makes you think now is the time to do it again? I am now lumping you in with Amanda. You are, right now, until I'm proven wrong, you are intentionally doing it. This is an intentional slaughtering of my show. Megan says, why are you guys making Dad mad? All right. If your comment starts with, did you see blank? That's a problem. All right, where's Bob now? There's Bob. He's getting it. Both of you are getting it. Okay, now that's 2 in 2 days for Black Belt Nick, which is unheard of, after one of my biggest beat-ups that has ever happened in the history of this show. You stupid fuck. My God. What is going on around here? I guess that's what I'll talk about now. MSNBC reporter Matthew Dowd has been fired. Now, this I said this yesterday. I go, we are at a point where all we need to do is sit back and watch. Someone is going to step on their dick. One of them is this guy. The other one is Stu McAllister, who I will bring on the show in a moment. All right? Stu McAllister, an absolute legend around here. It might be a little bit less prominent than this guy here, the Dippin' Dots salesman. Let's take a listen to this moment that Bob already talked about. Or I should say that, what do you call it? Black Belt Nick already talked about.
We don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea about this.
Wait a minute. You guys already know this. I don't need to play it. Bob already covered it.
No, we need the full details of this. That we don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea about this. But following up with what was just said.
Okay, so that's dumb. We already saw the guy get shot in the neck. All right, there's no doubt that that's dumb.
He's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions. And I think that's the environment we're in, that people just, you can't stop with these sort of awful thoughts you have and then saying these awful words and not expect awful actions to take place.
Matt.
And that's the unfortunate environment we're in.
Okay.
In celebration.
It sounded
so
to
we
me
have
like she was trying to stop him, maybe. I wish I had more of that. So that guy got shit canned. He's been there since 2022. And I think the big problem with that is when people look at that as, well, you're justifying an assassination in public. You're doing he said nasty shit, so you gotta. So I think that's a problem. That's where you run into trouble. And it's the timing of it. I think that might be okay to suggest that, like, next year at this time. You oftentimes hear people say, oh, my God, he said the quiet part out loud. That's true. He did. He did say the quiet part out loud. And you got to be careful. So don't do that, That can lead to, this. And I can't fault anybody for that. If in a day and an age you've got absolute trauma and turmoil over the Cracker Barrel sign, how do you think this is going to go when there's still warm blood on the stage and you saying first, we don't know, might have been somebody who shot their gun in the air. And then you back it up with a resume of anti-information about the deceased. You dumb fuck. Holy shit. How stupid do you have to be? And if you are a supporter of transgender people and gay people, or you are a transgender person, or you're a gay person, fingers crossed that this had nothing to do with the culture of gay people and transgender people. You're like, fingers crossed, because you're one step closer, if that is the case, to, you already had to have your head on a swivel. And I actually had this conversation with my daughter and my son-in-law, my gay daughter and my transgender son-in-law. I go, I told you before today, you have to have your head on a swivel. It's a million times worse now. If it goes, or it will be a million times worse if it goes the way I think it may. It's horrible. Because for every whacked out, crazy left-wing psychopath, there's probably a right-wing psychopath as well. Does anybody recall, wasn't there a case in Minnesota where people were gunned down at their house? Lawmakers? Minnesota lawmakers. Were those also conservatives? Minnesota lawmakers killed. June 14th, Minnesota House Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark were killed in a shooting at their home. Vance Bolter, that's right. House Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman, Democrat or Republican? Pardon me. Democrat. Two attempts on Trump's life. You had the one where the fires, at the rally, and the other one at the golf course, which was foiled. Piano Finger Banger says, I just had to take anti-harassment training at work. There was specific training going over transgender harassment. Ben Glaze posted something on Facebook today. I'm glad you reminded me of that, Ben Glaze, because I want to take a look at that. I think you put some time and thought into it. Which, by the way, on the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast yesterday, where Ben Glaze put some amazing thought into a post on Facebook. I wish he would have put the same effort forth when describing the DVD for the film Fight Club. It was a historically clumsy Ben Glaze description of that. Ben writes, I get that people are mad and my Facebook is filled with that, and I'm sorry for him and his family. And then he adds, but what about the school shooting yesterday and the 47 school shootings this year? Where's that outcry? Edit. I also did not see my Facebook filled with Melissa Hortman and her husband were shot and her daughter was targeted. Edit again. I'm now being labeled as heartless for wanting an outcry for school shootings and other people's deaths. Yes, you're right. And I think it boils down to this, Ben Glaze. And there's no winning that, by the way. None. You're better off just going with the flow. And it sounds horrible, but we've all seen the movie before. We have not seen assassination for the world to see with gruesome vividness of the slaughter. I think that puts it at a level that is shocked people, and they're not over it. The gore involved. And I think that it's risky so soon after the fact. You almost have to let people who are upset about the Kirk murder, let them have their grief. And I think time and place helps. My daughter Jacqueline calls me yesterday. Now, I had already focused on how I was going to approach this. And she says, so, Dad, can you do me a favor? I said, sure. What's up? What do you need money for? What car do I have to spend money on to fix? No, Dad. Can you stay away from your social media today? I go, oh. She goes, I don't want you to get in trouble. I go, well, no, not a problem. I am well aware, thank you, about what's happened here. Not worried about that is one Joe Martinez. He says it's because the school doesn't spread hate and it's not on the agenda versus a person who speaks hate. Yeah, I can't get behind that comment, Joe Martinez. By the way, aren't you in Mexico? Ben Glaze checks back in. He says, Jackie is smart. She should have called me too, LOL. Black Belt Nick is here. He says, I won't rage quit. I'm not, but of course he writes, I won't rage quick. I'm not mad at EZ. I'm mad at myself. He was 100% correct. My fault through and through. All right. Absolutely horrendous. I don't recommend watching the video of Charlie Kirk being assassinated. Joe Martinez, while you're in Mexico, I think it's important that you give me money to talk about signing up for people to get their furnaces tuned up. I know you said you wanted to wait, but I really think it's important that you let your son-in-law do all the work and get some of these butts in the seats and on the schedule. Call the office and I will put you on the schedule, or you can just agree now and we can take care of it that way. Let me know in the chat while you enjoy your margaritas in Mexico. And Man Bun Chris says, because what happens if dude crashes the work van again? You need customers to pay the bill for it. Good point. Good point. All right. I want to delve into amazing friend of the show, Stu McAllister. Now, Stu threw out a joke, and it was prior to Kirk's death being announced. I don't think Stu had seen the shot that killed Kirk. I mean, that was one of the most graphic things anyone could ever see. And it was said 20 hours ago, so it was right around the time that the shot had been fired. So it shows up. Charlie Kirk has been shot. And Stu wrote on Facebook, I'm learning that liberals do own guns, but are horrible shots. Now, Stu's Facebook is like mine. He'll make a comment or make a post, and like one person will like it. And I'll get 2 comments. Not this one, though. This one turned into a particular brawl. Kyle made a horrible comment about Kirk, and then people are posting memes. Mixed reaction. Anna, here's Anna. I don't know if you remember Anna. She used to listen to this show, but she's the one who reached out to me and said, can we have coffee? She wanted to break up with the show, and in order to do that, she wanted to have coffee. She didn't like the Zaniacs, the former Zaniacs. Anna writes, motive and political leaning not yet known, but sure here in the comments. Let's focus on the 4% of politically related murders by left-wing extremists rather than the 75% connected to right-wing extremism. Yeah, you gotta wait. I really think people got to be careful here. Jason wrote to Stu, I never thought you were funny, but I never realized what a sad, miserable prick you are. The guy died. He had a family. You're a piece of shit, Stu. Stu goes, bye. Stu is not afraid to dig his heels in. I give him that. I do not have the balls to do this. For anything, I'm like, I'm out. So now Stu and Jason are fighting. And then this guy, Jason, he wrote this on his own page. Who wants to come see this piece of shit perform and duet with me? I guess this dude, Hagel, found out where Stu's next appearance is going to be. Liberal cliche who makes fun of assassinated political commentators. Should be a great show Saturday in DeWitt. I can't wait. And he showed Stu's tweet or his post on Facebook. So I think this is what I'm getting at. You have an ultra upset group of people that are still in shock over this horrific death. Now, I still can't say for sure. I mean, Stu may have fucked up, but now he's digging his heels in. When he made his first joke, I think he thought Kirk was not that injured or something like that. I don't know. I don't want to put words in his mouth. It's probably a good idea to get him on the show. Stand by. I got to read a text from Pooh Bear. I always try to read the ones from Pooh Bear. Hang on a second. Let me check something out. I'm going to take a quick break. You guys hang on. Be right with you. All right, I'm good. It was whenever I see Pooh Bear with something, I'm like, okay, you make it a priority. Don't wait. I think that's solid husbandly advice. Murder Lover Linda says, let's go heckle him. I'm not going anywhere near that fucking show. Are you kidding me? Megan says, oh my God, did you know on the airing of the grievances episode, you can watch back the comments? I was clicking through and saw myself say, is this what it's like when your parents are fighting? Oh my God, did you know that on the air? Okay, so she wrote it twice. Yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea. Ben Glaze says, I'll be at Stu's show tonight. Yeah, you might want to wear like a rain poncho so you don't get Stu's brain juice. Like a Gallagher show in the front row. You know, when they wear the fucking ponchos so that when the sledge-o-matic destroys the melon. Yeah. So what we need to do is pump up his clout in case there's like a murder.
Eric,
Hey, Stu.
what's happening, man?
So Ben Glaze is going to be at your show tonight.
Yeah, he is.
I told him to wear like a Gallagher rain poncho to keep your brain matter from flying everywhere on him.
Oh, yeah, I got people all upset, man.
Now, I'm looking over the breakdown of the joke. Am I understanding this correctly, that when the joke was made, you just thought Charlie Kirk was wounded?
Yeah.
You know,
100%.
just a little graze maybe.
Yeah, he took one to the ear like Trump did.
Okay. So how much time before the joke flew and then you found out that this is much, much worse?
5-10 minutes, maybe, something like that. Maybe a little longer, but definitely not more than like an hour. So.
Okay, so this might set the record. You know, Ari Shafir is known for leaning into these types of events with something similar to what you did. But the fact that he, in between, like anybody seeing the gore and the actual shot, you had already delved into the waters, and it might be some kind of record, Stu.
I'm not going to lie, Zane. I thought of the joke when everybody was taking pot shots at Trump.
Right.
And I'm just like, liberals just don't know how to shoot. They own guns, but they don't know how to aim and shoot. So when I saw it, and that's why, I don't think people understand the joke. They just aren't seeing it. They think I'm reveling in the fact that he died, and I'm like, I'm not, because him dying ruined the fucking joke.
Well,
I needed him to live.
Right. So not only did he die, but it was like before he hit the ground, he was dead. I don't know if you saw some of the footage
No, I did not see any of it.
It was hideous, Stu. It was horrific. And I think that's also what might be going against you, because a lot of these people saw the gore. And so now, like, Jason Hagel's coming after you. It's you and Jason. And he said, Stu, he's going to come see you in DeWitt. Any thoughts on that show?
Well, he's not coming, first off, because he commented, he's like, why would I pay to see you when I can see you for free at a gas station? And I'm like, well, you're correct, man. Come see me at a gas station. So he's not going to pay. Also, the showrunner, because I let the showrunner know that this guy might show up to create problems. The showrunner's like, oh, I will fucking throw him out. So... I'm not. No, do you know Jason Hagel? You don't know Jason Hagel.
I only know him.
Nobody knows him.
No, of course not. No, I don't know who he is.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. He's a nobody in fucking the comedy world, so it's all good.
All right, Stu, but I want you to know that if something goes down, I'm going to work extra hard to call your death an assassination.
Please.
You were political comedian Stu McAllister, known for homelessness and delivering Dippin' Dots, was senselessly slaughtered in a assassination live on stage.
It's in a fucking outlet mall parking lot.
All right. Well, Stu, good luck. And I noticed that there's like no backing down from you. Did you have any second thoughts about removing the post?
Oh, none. So I had some thoughts about posting it. I'm like, should I? Because I knew what was going to happen. And what happened is exactly what I thought would happen. But I'm going to say this. Everybody who came to, like, shit on me are all people I don't care about. I didn't care about a single one of those people. People who were like, people were calling me vile and disgusting. And I'm like, clearly you're not reading the joke. You don't understand the joke. You can go away. And that's fine. So, no, I have no problems, man. No problems at all.
Is there anyone in your life like I have? Like my daughter, she said to me, Dad, can you please stay away from social media today? I don't want you to say anything that is going to make everybody mad. Is there anyone in your life that does that?
No, not really. I do need a Jiminy Cricket type character, but sadly right now I do not have one.
Has any blowback ever happened in the Dippin' Dots world after these moments, Stu McAllister? Or are you pretty much a banana republic?
I am a banana republic. If people want to come for me, like in that capacity, it just tells me how psycho they really are, right?
I don't think Big Dippin' Dot is in any position to get rid of the thoroughness and the efficiency of one Stu McAllister.
I love that you call it Big Dippin' Dots.
Stu, as always, I appreciate your time. Please be safe and take care, okay?
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Thanks for calling. Come see me tonight at 7 o'clock at Tanger Outlet, or I'm in DeWitt. Come hang out with Jason Hagel in DeWitt on Saturday.
Did you just say Tanger Outlet?
Tanger Outlet.
Is it Tanger? I thought it was Tanger.
I thought it was Tanger.
It might be. I don't know. You wait a minute. You're doing a show at the. It's a massive place.
Yeah. Russo's is a restaurant in the mall, and they had an Italian-American festival, and they had comedy during it, and I was a part of that, and they liked it so much. They're like, let's do an open mic. So they do one there. It's weird, Eric. I'm not going to lie. It's weird. So,
okay.
Come on out.
Well, all right. I appreciate you, and good luck at wherever that is.
Thanks, brother. I'll talk to you.
See ya.
Goodbye.
That's Stu McAllister right there. Outstanding. My God. I think it's Tanger. Like the drink. I've got Tanger. There is no J. That's what I thought. But after I said it, I go, wait, now I don't know. Now I'm confused. Tanger Outlet. Tanger. What a cock. Man Bun Chris says, this is serious. If he does not back off, he might lose 50% of his Patreon members. 4. Linda says he's also known for beating old dogs. Yeah, I don't think he did. I don't think he actually physically assaulted an animal. I think he yelled at the dog that is now dead. Ben Glaze says Mark Norman leaned into it on Twitter as well. I'm not cut from that cloth. I can't. Did I write jokes? Absolutely. Did I send them off to people I know who would appreciate my efforts? Absolutely. Am I going to share them with you? Fuck no. No. I wrote 3 or 4 jokes while I was watching the gore. No, I'm not going to share them with you. A goddamn moron would share them with you. As I age, and as I sit here now, closer to 60 than 50, no, I'm not going to do that. Only the Ben Glazes of the world and the Stu McAllisters and whoever that guy is from MSNBC would do stupid shit like that. Mark Norman writes, the question is, does this count as a school shooting? Okay, I get it. You can say that it's all comedy and it's supposed to make people laugh. And Stu is the same thing. Am I going to look at you right now and say that's fucking funny? Hell no. Hell no. The first person wrote in reply to Mark's tweet, that guy had little kids, Mark. Martin writes, did Ari Shafir get a hold of Mark Norman's account? You notice I didn't crack a smile. I didn't think that was funny at all. Fuck you, Mark Norman. And fuck you, Ben Glaze. With your what about the kids speech. I say go fuck yourself, Ben Glaze. You sick psychopath asshole. I hope you're next, Ben Glaze. All right. This show today has been on fucking fire. I am the only person that exists in the media today that can pull off this show by myself. Even if I'm going up against a cast of 25, what I'm saying, what I'm doing, more poignant, important, and listenable than anything else. How? Because I think. God damn it. That's how I'm able to pull this off. And every single day, upwards of 30 people witness it on Twitch. Ben Glaze says, I'll see myself out. Asshole of the day, me. Man Bun Chris says, time for a billion ads because we were on a roll. He also adds, Rogan-esque. I know. He can only wish about being as efficient in these moments as I am. There's no one sharper in the face of turmoil than your old pal Eric Zane. I think it was Megan the other day who said that ADHD is a person with ADHD is who you want when turmoil is happening. They are clear, focused thinkers. She's right about that. And as you know, she is like a sister from another mother. We are very, very similar. Megan says, yes, we're excellent in emergency situations. I've seen her at work. It wasn't exactly an emergency situation, but a car full of angry black women were screaming at her at the Great Food Giveaway. She managed to talk to them and get them to drive away while simultaneously making them feel like assholes without actually saying anything bad. They were screaming at her because she only put one box of free food into their car, and they wanted more. And she explained to them that we could not because the demand was too high. And, they were furious. And first they were yelling at poor Mike Ball's kid, who looks just like fucking Mr. Smithers from The Simpsons. And she said, okay, I forgot his name. Owen, Michael, Ryan, Brady, Paulie. Go on over there. I'm gonna do this. Here, let me talk to them. And she so eloquently and elegantly described to these people what was happening. And I think they got the message. In the face of danger. Bob says, is saving all the ad reads till the end going to be a lesson in the podcast class? Megan says that was customer service Megan. Customer service Megan is one of my favorites. I think I was mildly aroused when you were doing it. It may have elevated off of the sack somewhat. So good on you. Kudos to you for that. I know that's gross. All right. This is a very special Eric Zane Show podcast. I am going to continue to roll it on Facebook and YouTube for those folks because they don't want to be left in the lurch to this amazing content. So I'm just going to let it roll. But just know that the rest of this show each and every day is on Twitch. And you should go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live and watch it live every single day. Follow the page and subscribe to it. Patreon.com/Eric Zane for the additional podcasts that I do each and every day. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. All right. I have a number of sponsors to get to, including Impact Power Sports, ImpactPowerSportsMI.com for the Yamaha golf cart. Get one of those. How about an ATV, UTV, e-bike, scooter, motorcycle, go-kart? They have it all at Impact Power Sports. Plus a full service department for you. They sponsor my studio here. Thank you. They are so awesome. Impact Power Sports. We got Kuiper Tree Care. If you need a tree cut down or perhaps the wind or a storm brought one down and you want that thing off your property and you want the stump ground up as well, in West Michigan, call Kuiper Tree Care, 616-828-8225. That's 616-828-8225. I just recently partnered with Catholic Charities West Michigan. They are reaching out. They reached out to me and they said, Easy, we want you to build some awareness about us needing new foster families so that those in need can welcome a child into their home who is not having a good time. For whatever reason, mom or dad not able to care for the child, foster families are needed. They are looking to add a certain amount of them by this time next year. All we're hoping to do with this announcement is get some of you who maybe you've got the time and the ability to help out with a young person in your home to reach out to Catholic Charities with just an informational gathering effort, if you will. You can make the first step by reaching out to my pal, Bernadette Joyce. 616-915-4695. And you're just basically getting some information because it's a lot. You're not under no obligation. Just ask questions and have the information come to you. You can also email Bernadette at the letter B, Joyce, at ccwestmi.org. That's BJOYCE at ccwestmi.org. Pooh Bear and I are going to do this. We're going to make the call. We are going to send the email, and we are going to get started. That does not mean I'm going to be a foster parent. You're like, easy, there's no way. And probably, but you never know, A. And I can't even make that decision or even begin to grapple with that decision until I have had that informational meeting. You're probably right, but I want that information. I loved having kids around here. I love having kids around, period. Loved raising my kids, you know? And I think that would be a great thing. That is, some of you are religious, and that is truly walking the walk. A lot of people talk the talk, but if you walk the walk, man, I'm telling you, when it comes to like the heaven pecking order, you got God and the Son, and you got the saints and the mystics, and the teachers of Metaphysics 101 are all up there, and the children who left us. And you can work your way into there if you get up the pecking order. Now, I already am in. As you know, the kidney donation has allowed me to at least make the Heaven Practice Squad. I'd like to think that all of the nonsense that I engage in on a regular basis is weighed. If you balance the two on a scale, you got assholism on one side and then kidney donation on the other. And it balances out in my favor still. Okay? Now, if I have sex with a dog, it's probably going to go the other way. I don't want to do that. No. But if I add to it foster family, you might even see me as a second or third stringer on the Heaven football team. Something to think about. Megan says, what if you foster fail and end up with another kid in the EZ family? Yeah. It's entirely possible. Man Bun Chris says, bummer that the pool has to be shut down for the summer, Mr. Pop Pop. That's happening today. Jeremy out the door is coming today. David says taking care of the NFK should cover your heaven points. Yeah, I forgot about that. Probably because he enrages me so damn much. Okay. Where are we now? Oh, I definitely want to get to this. From the Kirk murder, I don't know if you've caught this one yet, but after the bullet flew and he got hit and he went down, everybody ducked down and ran away. Except one guy. There was one person who stood up, turned behind him in the direction of where the bullet came, and cheered. This is one of the most surreal things you will ever see. This is from the shooting. Everybody is now down on the ground and they're scurrying. I don't know if I want to show this one. I want to show this one, I think. I want to make sure I got it. Okay, there it is. Hit play, Eric. This guy is turning, standing, and cheering whoever shot Charlie Kirk. Oh. Okay, so if you're Stu McAllister, I think you should probably post this and say how wretched this person is. That's the only way you can save yourself. Maybe, wait a minute, that might even be Stu. Wow. That's creepy as fuck. He is cheering like his team just won the Super Bowl.
Not fair to say? All right, great. I'm going to give you some credit. Do you know what I mean?
Sorry. That's very gruesome. The internet sleuths found this guy, and he's doubling and tripling down. I think it might be in this thread where they show like who he is and what he's all about. Yeah, this is the guy. His name is Matt Tabor. So the internet found. I wonder how they do this. You just have a person's face and they end up finding them. He describes himself as just your local madman and phenomenologist taking notes. Don't mind me. He says on one side we have those using today's events to feign their moral stances to the public, decrying violence when they don't bat an eye at genocide. And this is like Ben Glaze. And on the other hand, we have a mass celebration of death and open murder. Neither is surprising. So he's breaking it down in that weird way. But this is the guy who was cheering. So I would say right now, like if we had to look at the three public enemies of society today, actually the four horsemen, you've got the guy who shot Charlie Kirk, you got Ben Glaze, you got Stu McAllister, and you got that guy there. These four are all in grave danger. And, okay, if I had to put in order the worst of them, it would be the guy who murdered Kirk, and then Ben Glaze, and then Stu, and then that guy is fourth. We need to boycott Ben Glaze. What a hideous moment in time. I mean, that's as real as it gets, right? I hate to say it, but, and I understand, we talked about it a little bit. The idea of, I mean, we talked about it on the Patreon, Ben and Eric show yesterday about, hey, there was a school shooting yesterday. And I made a horrible joke, and I almost got fired by Megan. But how come that's not being talked about? And I think it just boils down to, A, school shootings happen all the time. B, no one died in that school shooting other than the shooter, so that's good. And C, there's no video. There's nothing gruesome about the shootings that happened, that we saw with our eyes, with Kirk's gory death, which is one of the most hideous things that anyone will ever see ever. I think that is what throws it, into the stratosphere. And immensely popular. Megan says 46th school shooting of the year, just another day in paradise. Yeah. Horrible. Bread Bull Brain Chris is here. He writes, Ben who? I've already forgotten him. Yeah. How dare he? Yeah, I'm just glad that didn't go worse. There is one child in critical condition, too. That concludes the violent portion of the Eric Zane Show podcast. But I'm not quite done here. I have a clip that I want to share with you, totally different topic, of Detroit Lions head football coach Dan Campbell, who no doubt is not happy at all that the team laid an egg in the opening game. There's a reporter that asked a question that I'm fearing for his life when he asks it here. It's so goddamn awkward. The reporter makes a comment because the Lions offense stunk and they have a new guy who calls all the offensive plays. The last guy, the old guy, is the coach in Chicago now. Last year, with the old guy, the offense was great. With the new guy in this first game, the offense stunk. So the reporter says, okay, now I'm paraphrasing. Now the reporter does not come around and just say it, which I think Dan Campbell might have appreciated. If the guy had said, so, coach, your offense sucked, why didn't you go back to the old offense in the game? But instead, this guy said that in a way that, like, Ben Glaze would describe the distribution and what happens when you put the Fight Club DVD into the DVD player. You had to, like, punch the words out of him in this clip. And then watch the reaction by Dan Campbell.
Just how good the offense was last year under.
Oh, I can't. Hold on a second here.
With just how good the offense was last year under Ben Johnson, people are just wondering, myself just included, would it have been feasible just to, even I know John's a different coordinator, but would it have been feasible to just, Jared talked about changes in communication, there wasn't a lot of pre-snap motion. Would it have been feasible just to run the exact same offense as last year?
What are you asking? What did Jared say?
I'm saying your offense last year.
Well, no, you said something Jared said, so let me hear it.
Changes in communication.
Yeah, but you said something about emotions and
Yeah, I'm saying that would it have been feasible to, and people are wondering, the offense looks drastically different than it does last year. Would it have been feasible to just exactly run the exact same offense?
Exactly run the. You can tell how nervous this guy is. Look at the size of this man. If I had that job, I mean, if it was a win, you can ask questions and probably get a fun answer. But if it's, look at that face. I'm not asking one question of this man. I'm just going, what do you got to do to get better? Or, something that you throw him a softball, if you will. Don't confront him with, he's basically saying, so your offense sucked with this new asshole that you hired. Why don't you go back to the old offense right in the middle of the game? Jared said he could. Ugh. This is bad.
So after one game, tell me what it looks like that's drastically different.
Not a lot of pre-snap motion.
Now he's confronting the guy. And if the guy had any Stu McAllister-sized balls, he'd say, well, look a lot different because you suck shit. But he's not going to get that.
Explosive plays weren't there, wasn't as creative, wasn't as...
You didn't see any pre-snap motions in that game?
As much as we've seen before.
I want you to go back and look at all of our motions, pre-snap motions, fast motion shifts on the road.
Shit. No. Thank you to Man Bun Chris. He sent along another Dan Campbell clip that it just popped into my head that I don't have this ready to go. You might not have sent it. Maybe you did. I don't know. I take it back. I'll post it to Facebook. It's a not AI clip. Not at all AI clip of Dan Campbell. Those things are getting so good these days. He says, yeah, I sent it on X, not AI. Well, why didn't I just see it? I don't understand. Okay, there's X. And you sent it on X. Okay, I'm going to the messages. Here's a messages from you. I don't see it. I don't know where the fuck it is. It's not there. My apologies. Okay. Before we get to the asshole of the day, thank you as always to these sponsors. Let me hunt 1 second, he writes. Frank Fuss will get your healthcare.gov insurance policy in place. Go to buyinsurancehere.com. That's buyinsurancehere.com. And it's free. Whether you're unemployed, in between jobs, or perhaps your boss does not offer health care, you can get your health care policy in order for free. Frank will take you through all of the steps, and you won't be charged for it. He gets paid by insurance companies. If you need more information, go to buyinsurancehere.com. If you're like, EZ, can you introduce me to Frank? I will do that. Just email me, and I will break the ice. And for the love of God, if you reach out to him and you don't hear back, let me know. We've got racing this weekend at Berlin Raceway. BerlinRaceway.com for tickets. You have till tomorrow at 11:59 to get them for $15, 11:59 p.m. It's the last race of the year. I'll be there. Coleman and Matt H. will be there. Greg Freebeer's stepkids will be there. It's going to be awesome. What you should do is go there and have conversations with Freebeer's stepkids and try to convince them that their stepdad's a piece of shit. BerlinRaceway.com. If you need a person to sell your home or you're looking to buy one, reach out to Adam Kasari. 616-914-4061. And finally, Oakland Auto Detail will clean your car inside and out. They are finishing up their marketing run with me. That ends next week. You can follow them on Facebook. I love them. They're great. I have nothing bad to say about them. We traded. They cleaned the car of my car top to bottom, inside and out. Ceramic coating on the paint, bonded with the paint, protection like you wouldn't believe. And the trade was them do that, me 2 months of advertising. So there you go. They've been so fantastic, and I'm so happy for them. And you can support them at oaklandautodetail.com. And I think you can also go ahead and get your car cleaned by them. And then after the fact, by all means, go ahead and mention me because, it might be like, hey, EZ is great. I think I need to come back to him. So there you go. Man Bun Chris says, I think it might have gotten deleted. Good news, I have a copy of it. I will send it to myself, and I will feature it later on or on my social media and probably get sued. The asshole of the day today. We got a lot of nominees. Early on, we were focusing on Amanda and her nonsense and the idea of the Eric Zane Show podcast death penalty. We also had numerous assholes, like horrible human beings like Ben Glaze and Stu McAllister. And then you had the guy late in the show. I don't even know his name. I don't want to look it up. The Charlie Kirk death cheerleader is your asshole of the day today. If I'm the FBI, that's the first guy I talk to. That concludes today's broadcast. I'll be doing the Patreon a little later on. I had a fantastic day with the Big Fraud Wednesday yesterday. Thanks to everybody who checked out the show. That is my time today. Take care of each other. Try not to shoot anyone. Try not to cheer when people die. And I think we'll all be in a better spot. Thank you, and have a good day.